Today's lesson is on the toss. If you want a consistent serve, you have to have a consistent toss. Why do people lack a consistent toss? Because you're using your non-dominant hand. Okay, let's just say you're right-handed. You eat dinner right-handed. You write your name, your signature right-handed. So from a very small age, the right hand has become dominant. So now you're tossing the ball with the left arm and left hand. So you have to develop some coordination. This is a fine motor movement, so you have to develop coordination. I remember I used to play basketball, and I was a guard, so I had to learn to dribble well, and I couldn't dribble that great with my left hand. So I had to work on it and work on it and work on it. And it got better and better. So you have to work on the toss. And here are some tips to make your toss easier. I teach what is called a J toss or a loop toss, because you want the toss out in front. We're talking first serves here, but even on a second serve, the toss can be slightly in front. It's more over your head, but you still can use that loop or J toss, all right? Now, how do you hold the ball? Some people hold the ball like this, with their arm up. So when they come up with the toss, they're like this. I prefer to have my hands sideways like this, like I'm holding an ice cream cone. That way there's no, see, when I go like this, now I have tension in my arm. I don't want tension when I'm serving. I want to be completely relaxed. So when I turn my arm this way, there's no tension, nothing. So I'm starting here. Let's say I'm serving down that way. Okay, so I'd start like this. The ball's in my hand, just like that ice cream cone there. And the first movement is going to be your forward, okay? Then you come back to the back foot, but notice my hands are coming back. Kind of like a pitcher when he's going to throw a ball, the hands come back, okay? So your hand, your left hand and arm are coming back this way. All right, now once you reach about here, which would be parallel with the baseline, that's where you have to do that little loop forward. You want the toss out in front to the right, so you can lean into it and get some pop on your serve. So you start forward, okay, you're coming back. When you reach parallel with the baseline, that arm right here, this is the hardest part, forming that little loop. So just practice this movement. See, I'm forming a loop, or some people say J, okay? So the ball is always going out in front. And when you, now the key, some other key points you have to keep in mind. The hinge is the shoulder. So your whole arm is moving as a unit, and the shoulder is the hinge on this. Okay, so then you just have to figure out the speed that you need your arm going. You know, let's say it's, I don't know what the speed would be, 5-10 miles an hour or whatever. It's not going very fast on the toss. Okay, so let's say it's going 10 miles an hour. And then you just have to figure out when to release it. I release it about nose high, maybe a little higher. And then once you release, the arm continues to go up. You want that arm to go all the way up, so you get in the habit of making that same movement over and over. That same movement, and then just release about nose high. That's how you're going to get a consistent toss. The other thing is, when you hold the ball sideways, All you have to do is open your hand, and the ball will come out of your hand with very little spin. That's another thing I like. I don't want a ball spinning out of my hand. I want to hit a ball that has very little spin on it. I want to impart the spin, okay? So when you go like this, the ball tends to spin out of your hand. If you hold that hand sideways and just open the hand, there's very little spin, hardly any spin on the ball whatsoever. But that's my suggestion. Let me show you from the side view. Now notice by tossing out in front, I can lean into the court and really get my weight into the serve. Okay, let's take a look in slow motion. Now notice as the hands come back, I'm rotating my shoulder, the weight's going to the rear leg. Right there, the toss arm is parallel with the baseline. This is where that little loop now is going to start. And I'm going to loop it out in front of me so the ball is out into the court. Notice the weight's transferring forward. You see how that toss arm is now out into the court, and the ball is still traveling out into the court. So from here, notice when the ball has just left my strings, my left leg just touched down inside the court. That's what you want. You want to land inside the court with the toss out in front. Well, I hope you enjoyed that video. To have a consistent serve, your toss has to consistently be in the right spot. If you're chasing your toss all over the place, it's going to be very difficult to be a consistent server. So get out, pay your dues, practice that toss I just showed you, and you're going to start to see once you get that loop, it's very easy and the ball is always out in front. Just open the hand, let the ball come out of your hand with very little spin. Please hit a like, subscribe, check out my website. I've got free courses there, and we're going to have some nice sales coming up. We're heading into spring. Roland Garros is on the way. We're looking forward to that. Congrats to Andrei Rublev winning Monte Carlo. Huge win for him. I'm happy for him. He's a good guy. Anyway, all the best to your tennis success. Take care, guys.